So welcome back to the 9th IeSF World Championships here in the lovely city of Busan, South Korea. I'm here with Ian Sniper Turner. And Ian, we've finally got the Australian team, our home guys, playing against Swiss on the stage. What do you make of this game?
Well, I mean, to be honest, I think Chiefs should take it comfortably, right? But at the same time, there's a bit of experience in Solek on the Swiss team. And, I mean, while they lost their game against Israel, which is a massive surprise for me,
Yeah.
I feel like, you know, anything can happen in this game. But, I mean, I expect Chiefs to take it away in the end.
Yeah, so the only victory thus far for the Swiss gentlemen is against the Thai team, and it was 16-12, so it wasn't even that convincing as you might write if you just look at the paper scoreline. So really, this should be quite simple work here for these guys on the Chiefs.
Yeah,
or
I mean,
Australia.
Well, I believe the map is Cobblestone, which is a relatively good map for Chiefs. I mean, they play it quite a lot. I
believe Malta got a 34K
yesterday
on Cobblestone. So
he was just farming away. So, yeah, I mean, Australia just would want to lock this one out. They can't afford to get too cocky, I don't think, but depending on what Switzerland can bring to this this Cobblestone map, you know, starting on CT side, T side, not sure yet, but they really just need to come out the gate swinging. And Australia, I mean, they're a tier 1 seed at this event, but you would expect them to take it out over Switzerland. But, you know, we've seen some pretty good players come from that region.
Yeah, and at this stage, mathematically speaking, might not be exactly right, but I think Switzerland not only have to win, but need to get about a 16-7 over the Aussies to make it through to that second place.
So still an opportunity for an upset if they somehow pull it off.
They need to win, and they need to win by somewhat of a margin, which I definitely don't see happening there, as we see the lineup for the Australian team, also known as the Chiefs, with that fill-in there of Dick Stacey. It's Alistair, Malta, Pex, and Tuxen. This is a lineup that's had a bit of a rough patch in the last couple of months, haven't they?
Oh, yeah, they've definitely been up against it, unfortunately. They've ridden the fame roller coaster after defeating North at IEM Sydney, and then, unfortunately, had nowhere to go but crashing back down to earth shortly afterwards. So they've definitely taken a long time to get their mojo back, but I feel like they're starting to click now. Things are starting to slowly come together. They recently bowed out pretty early of the local domestic tournament Cyber Gamer, but that was a bit upsetting. But, I mean, coming in here with a fill-in, you know, they would be looking to prove their Tier 1 seed, that's for sure.
And I think right now this should be standard procedure for these guys. I mean, there is an opportunity where that second-place team in this group, if they do happen to fall and it goes against, you know, the predictions and the tides and kind of all the odds-on bets there for these guys, there is an opportunity where if they come second in Group A, they have to face MVP, which is not favourable by any means.
I mean, there's better ways to go through the tournament than facing the hardest teams first. But look, if that be the card, that's just what you'll have to play. So if that's what you get dealt, rather. So yeah, look, I don't expect Chiefs to come out of here with a loss, but anything can happen. We always say that in Counter-Strike, and yeah, I do want to see a close game though.
Yeah, I mean, that would be the dream, wouldn't it? But at this stage, it's interesting to see that Switzerland let Cobblestone through. I mean, we don't know too much about their selection process. Chiefs are obviously going to be happy with this. They've had some great results, feel comfortable on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, is it just picking to their strengths? Or
I feel like it'll be picking towards the Swiss strengths. I mean, Cobblestone as a map, it has a lot of long corridors, a lot of options and ability for aim duels if they feel like they can maybe bring it to Australia on that sort of level. So, yeah, there's definitely an opportunity there for the terrorists to come through on that B platform and just try and take aim duels, eliminate the CT defense one at a time because inability to really set up a crossfire early on. So, yeah, I mean, look, we could be in for a show here if like I said, if you bring it down to their level, they're going to beat you with experience. It's possible.
Yeah.
So the Swiss really, if they can get their shots on early, then get a good lead, and they might be able to hold it off. You never know, man. You never know.
Someone over in the players area getting very excited about a win. I think that might be the Finnish team over there, but we'll get those results shortly. But Australia was ranked into one of the Tier 1 groups along with China, South Korea, and Australia. How do you put this Australian lineup against those kind of teams?
Look, against teams of the likes of MVP and whatnot, this team I don't feel like is on that same level, like equal pegging.
Yep.
I would say they're probably just underneath, and that's where you would say that they have the opportunity to upset on the day. But they're not, like, they're in the fight, they're in the contest, right? But they're not going in as a, you know, the favourite. I mean, they're an underdog nonetheless, and you know, if they perform really well, then they're a good chance for an upset rather than a long shot.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to see what happens. I mean, like we've been saying all day, this is the third map of 6 that we'll have in the final stages of these group matches, and it's a best of 1. I mean, anything can happen, definitely, and it has happened before.
We always say that, don't we? Anything can happen, especially
we
on
like to cover our bases.
We like to, yeah, well, of course, right? We're experts at that. But, you know, when it comes to playing online, you can always blame that. But when it comes to LAN, it's just that it's Counter-Strike.
Yeah.
And anything can honestly happen. Players are sometimes completely different players, whether it's for better or for worse. And that's why it's really hard to just write people off because, you know, like we always talk about, you know, class, you know, is permanent. Form is temporary.
Yeah. So we'll see if these guys are classy enough to get through the group stages undefeated. There we do have the Switzerland lineup of Solek, Merca, Carlson, Alex, and Marley. And I believe Marley dropped the 30-plus bomb against the Thai team Myth over on that previous map when they did have their single lone victory. But here, to stay alive, they need to win, and they need to win by a margin. Here we're going into the 9th round right now. And, I mean, Cobblestone, how important are the sides?
Well, look, I mean, it looks pretty tough, right? If you're an unorganized CT side, it sometimes can look tough even if you are organized because the way that the map is so large, the retake is really difficult. You've got one door to come through if you're coming through to A. You know, so there's an opportunity there to, if you have numerical advantage is a really big part of Cobblestone. You know, fast-paced stuff with good aim is always a great way to get onto any bomb site, and that makes life hell for any counter-terrorist trying to retake. So, yeah, I mean, there's just so many different options you can do. It's definitely a T-sided heavy map. Switzerland, they're going to get the T side. They're going to be able to set the pace from the get-go, and Australia is going to look to the Chiefs there just to put up a shield from the start.
Yeah, and we do see Dick Stacey there sliding in from the Greyhounds there. I think he's, you know, he hasn't really been tested as that sub as of yet, but when you get up against these kind of more top-tier teams like the likes of China and Flash Gaming and Korean MVP, it might, you know, show some holes in that kind of structure that is this 5-stack, right?
Well, that's what we want to see, right? But at the same time, I think Chiefs need to be out here to prove themselves and, you know, make sure they don't show any kinks in the armor.
Yeah. So, I mean, for the Swiss guys, Solek and Mali are the guys to keep an eye out on, and Alistair just holding this bold position.
What is this position?
Yeah. it's a bit interesting there. Man, just get around, but doesn't get anything done. And there you have it, a nice opening double for the guys from Switzerland. Mali on that dual Beretta gets taken down by Dill Staley there, and he's holding towards long and manages to get another one before he gets taken down. So now it's a 2-on-2 situation. Alex manages to get one, so now it's just all down to Pex. He's on 82 HP, has armor as well, so he's got that working for him, but not much else to work with there. Knows where one of the players is on site, but has to make this work.
Oh, what a shot from Pex. Unable to follow up, but LX finishes it off with a nice trade there. And like we said, Swiss team coming out with their big guns early on. And the experience of Solek there, not to try and force any issues and just work together as a team. And what do you know? Out comes Switzerland like a bull.
Yeah, so they will just go for the 5-stack SMGs here, try to build up that money, nothing to invest into it. But we see a couple of Deagles, and we've seen some very impressive action from Deagles from these players, haven't we?
I mean, everyone's aim is pretty much on point here, isn't it? And the differential is basically whether or not you've got that team chemistry and structure in the background. So this is where Australia has the opportunity to get back into this game here on this, you know, what you would say is the eco round. They've brought up a couple of pistols here and there to utilize that long-distance dueling. Switzerland, though, look, there's 3 MAC-10s, 2 UMPs. They're not expecting a force buy from the Australians. Obviously, no armor on them, so these SMGs should make mincemeat of them. But as you see, Alex starting off with a grenade kill as they take control of that drop room. Pex opts to fall back out of there. Doesn't get caught out of position, which is quite good for him. And we'll see what Switzerland could do from here.
Yeah, it could have been a little bit dangerous there, but information gathered there from Tux, who was deep down towards mid, and there we go, the SMG's just raining through, shredding through the lack of armor there. Now it's just down to Tux and Dick Stacey. Dick Stacey just holding this connected position, just keeping an eye out for window. Can't land a shot onto his first one there, and we'll retreat towards connector and just maybe find an opportunity here to take a frag down. There you go, a couple of shots coming through the doorway, but not really landing anything at the moment. And this round looks like it's all but she wrote. Looks like Carlson will be trying to find a way to get an easy frag here. The body shot's coming through, gets tagged down to 10, but no frag found. So now it's just down to Tux. Might just want to hold on to this Deagle at this stage because there's not much going to get done, but the hunt will be on.
And the hunt will definitely be on loud and fast. There won't be any mucking around here. Those MAC-10s want that $800 kill reward as Tux is got his back in the corner. They're checking it too. Let's see how this pans out for him. They're very close. Oh, he gets one for his trouble, so that's pretty good. I don't know if he'll be able to hang on to it, though. Oh, yeah, here come the rotate from the B-side players. Oh, the reload might give him away.
Oh, that is
that money would have been really good for Chiefs. But, you know, Solak, he knows what he's doing. This isn't his first rodeo, and he's going to finish it off and clean up that mess. So, really, Australia not showing a whole lot at this point, but, you know, just on the pistol rounds, see what they opt for here. It was pretty defensive stance on that last one, so... But Switzerland just doing the expected of them, I guess, just rolling through the motions. I mean, where would you put Switzerland maybe against the other teams that we've seen today, like Chinese Taipei? I feel like that'd definitely be better than that.
Yeah. I mean, Chinese Taipei, they're a bit of a newer team, sort of like, you could see the experience coming through more towards the likes of maybe like in Italy or something. But, I mean, these guys know how to play Counter-Strike. There's some experienced guys out there, but... Yeah, maybe it just comes down to that team dynamic, right?
It's pretty interesting to see that they've lost to Israel. Like, for me, that's the mind blower. Like, I want to see what kind of mess happened there for that to happen, especially after we watched that train map. You know, we didn't see much, but maybe they had a pretty solid CT side, I guess, but their T side was pretty lackluster. But at the end of the day, they got the win. And you see here just a clean-up crew for Switzerland, but it's not too easy for them, but now it is, I guess. They're making mincemeat of them. Malta with a nice little sneaky surprise from the chicken hut. See if he can do a bit more damage, but that's going to work out pretty good. Interesting to see Switzerland brought a hell of a lot of utility into that round. So
yeah,
for just grenades and pistols, I feel like Chiefs got away with a bit there. And here comes the business talk.
Yeah, I mean, they got the 3 down, and Merca and Carlson were actually pretty low as well. So there was an opportunity there for Malta, but unfortunately not getting anything done towards that chicken coop position. Carlson opting to hold on to that Mac 10. He's got 8k in the bank, but just seeing if he can just get a few more kills, bank it up. It's going to be a lot harder than the previous round, obviously. And we see Tux on that AWP, and we know what he can do with this weapon, and M4s all around the board. A little bit of utility lacking for the CTs, but I don't think it's
well, the utility needs to get used to prevent sort of fast rushes, but here comes Switzerland. They've gotten past that initial defense, but Tux with a collateral takes down 2 for 1. And another one, he's just going ham here. He can re-peek and flick onto the last one. Mally, though, shuts him down. 1 versus 3 situation. We've seen these all day today. Anything can happen at this point. He's got the bomb right there. If he can get it using that smoke, the boost comes out from the CTs really smart, really fast. It's going to pay dividends here, I think. Mally doesn't have any idea where to go. He spots him out. Can't get the spray down, and Ali finishes him off through the tree. So... that's an opportunity here for Chiefs to get this game and take it away. That's going to reset Switzerland just a little bit. They should still be able to buy, although they did spend a lot of money last round.
Yeah, and they did. And remember that previous round, they did lose a lot of guns, but here we go. The guns are coming out. A couple of players are quite low, so we'll see what they opt for there. Maybe just a pistol or so getting dropped for them. But at this stage, they do manage to recover that open Tux there. What an opening round for him with that big green gun. Just gets the call out, gets the second. Unfortunately, gets 1 bead in that such a position. But
they recovered the AWP at the end of the round, so that's good for their money. And yeah, it was just a pretty easy round for Australia. Like we were talking about earlier, you really, at this level, you just want to expect those fast-paced attacks because, you know, at the upper echelon of CS, you don't really see them too often, and that's where people are playing, you know, methodical Counter-Strike, saving their utility till late in the round. And Switzerland thought maybe it was a good idea to do that, but unfortunately, the one Molotov that they had really just did a lot of work.
Yeah, I mean, they shut that down straight away. Like you said, the right idea, but maybe Chiefs are just a bit too sharp for that Tux, just holding this long position, see if we can get anything worked upon, but it looks like just waiting to see if there's any aggression towards mid here from the T's. The flash comes out, but Tux holds his ground.
Yeah, balls of steel.
Yeah. So Pex obviously with that UMP there, money just not in the best situation. So it is important that they hold on to as many of these guns as possible, not give anything away too cheaply. First things first, though, for the round, facing the Oppa Tux there, finds a nice pixel shot onto Malin, retrieves in. This is a nice little bait. Dick Stacey gets the second.
Oh, what a whiff from Dick.
Yeah. What did you say?
A whiff.
Oh, a whiff. Oh, thank God. That's what you said. There you go, Deal Staley. Nice little bait there set up for them, and it looks like it's fairly clinical round coming out for Australia.
Yeah, solid defense there. Tux, that was a really nice shot from him. Obviously, Dick Stacey took his time with his kill, but
a little bit.
The Swiss guys now on the back foot, 2 versus 5. There's not a whole lot they can do. They're probably still just trying to think what they can do. But Carlson now with the world on his shoulders, 1 versus 5. It should be just a formality for here from Australia to finish it off. But they don't want to lose any guns, that's for sure. As we see here now, Switzerland, they go down on this gun round, and it might actually just force them into an eco.
Yeah, and we'll see if Pex managed to recover an AK, which he did. So, economy starting to get a build up there. Still not in the best position, but we do see Alistair there on 4K. So, it is getting there, and those 5 gun rounds are always going to help the cause. We see a couple of P250s and Carlson just holding on to that lone Glock there. We'll see if he upgrades. He's only sitting just under 2K, so probably not going to be the case. A couple of flashbangs, so it looks like we might see a bit of an aggressive play here, see if they can pick anything up. A bomb plant would be ideal in this situation, and Tux knows it. You can smell the fear. He goes for a bit of aggression, but actually gets set upon, takes damage down to 29, mollies himself out, and he almost got caught in a precarious situation as Dick Stacey does a lot of work there. Gets a little bit of help from Merker doing the TK, but it is down to a 4-on-2. AK picked up from Mercer. And he's going to see if he can do any work with it. He has got bombs, so has been spotted. They know exactly where these players are, but Tux...
No armor on these guys, though, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a really tough ask for them to do anything, but you can just see the Australian team not really forcing the issue and just rather get into position. But Mercer, that was a great shot onto Tux. A few more of those in this round could go their way. Chiefs, though, just holding their positions, showing a little bit of discipline, a bit of a bait and switch here from Pex, making a bit of noise for Ali to take a peek. Mercer won't know what hit him in a second, as the bomb is going to have to try and be planted. Both players corralled around the side. Let's see what happens.
Just down on 18 HP, but still there's a molly and a couple of smokes there. Malta just doing easy work. He really does love this map, doesn't he? And just letting his teammates just sit back. Alistair not having to take too much of a risk there on low HP. And they do manage to keep 3 guns and should be able to recover the AWP here, just biting away that defuse to make sure that Malta can pick that up. And there you have it.
Pretty good team effort there from Chiefs, so Team Australia. Just Malta being the one to deal the final blow there, while the other players just, like I said, drawing the attention away. Yeah. Show them one thing and then give them the other. So, yeah, nice work there from Australia. As we see a gun round come through. But again, you've got to give credit to Switzerland getting it down to that on an eco. The 3 versus 2 situation. So,
yeah, I mean, Tux with the aggression. I mean, I like the idea, but he obviously hurt those guys sending upon him on that pistol rush, and he was lucky to get away. He was lucky to get away with his life.
Yeah, he can't keep doing that. I don't think Switzerland will definitely have something to do with it. But
you got to at least get that first kill as well. But he has shown some form there, looking quite sharp with the LWP, and fortunate enough to get it back into this round as well. See a bit of a change-up coming here towards that B plat. Mercer leading the way through this smoke.
Yeah, so they're going to try and sneak out onto the site here together as a team as a flash rains through, and all the CTs you can see are flashed, but Malta just holding his position and gets flashed again. Nothing he can do. Carlson takes him out, but oversteps, and Pex punishes him for it. Pex dueling away viciously, but Mally takes him down as we see the T's take the bomb site. So it's real hard for Australia to retake this now. The players are all spread out, but here it comes. Tux with a nice flank with the AWP. And Ali just stuck in this little cubby, biding his time, waiting for his teammate to gain some more territory and the smokes to dissipate. Yeah,
I mean, there is a player holding towards that Chinka barrier. Unfortunately, Tux, who had full utilities on him, goes down, so it's made it all the more harder. He could have been absolutely vital. Dick Stacey, the fill-in, doing some great work as Alistair takes down Mali now. He has spotted that last player. They know where Elex is. Or does he?
I thought he didn't see it. He didn't see it.
Oh, there we go. Alistair, unfortunately, gets taken out with the trade coming through, so great teamwork there. I do believe he has time to take out that bomb. So nice work from Dill Staley there, the fill-in.
That was a really good round from Switzerland. Just unfortunately just collapsing towards the end there, not being able to hold off that retake. Those smokes ended up being the devil instead of, you know, some sort of help. And, yeah, so Australia, they claw their way back into the round with a bit of a clutch situation. But, yeah, Switzerland definitely showing some nice signs there. It's going to be a close one at this rate.
Yeah, I mean, it is looking good, but granted that those 3 rounds did come off that pistol. The economy looking okay. It's a bit scattered at the moment. Alistair and Dick Stacey looking very healthy on about 6K both respectively. But, you know, this can fall away from them so easy on that CT side.
Yeah, they don't want to take too many casualties into the next couple of rounds because that means as soon as Switzerland does anything, they'll be able to really take full control of the economy. And as the defensive side on this map, it can be quite tough. So if they don't have all their ducks in a row, they're going to be definitely up against it. But Malta gets picked there by Mercer, taking the aim duel. And that's what I was saying about this map. That aim duel on the B platform can be really deadly no matter what team you're up against. And Solak punishes Pex for trying to push through that smoke. And this is where Chiefs will collapse here because, unfortunately, the aim duels, they're just going the way of Switzerland. And while they will be upset, Switzerland will be very happy with this round.
Yeah, I mean, that's not good that Alistair manages to get away with that frag. Solek's not going to be happy with his teammates about that, but it does eventually get traded out. Now Tux holding on to that all-important, expensive AWP. He needs to get away with this and try to save it. He also has a kit and full armor. So, I mean, they might be able to actually scrounge up a bit of a buy into that next round, seeing as how much money they had.
If Tux can keep this AWP, then I think, yeah, they'll definitely put together what they've got and try and buy into it. But Tux will need to go absolutely ham next round and really get on that front foot and set the agenda for the Australian team. The Swiss team just doing everything right there. They know exactly what the weakness is for that B-bomb site. No matter what team you're up against, it's those individual aim duels and not allowing them to get set up on that crossfire platform. And Chiefs, they're playing way too defensive in the site. They need to mix it up now because Swiss have adapted perfectly.
Indeed, they have. So there we have. We've got a tight game on our hands. 4 apiece as that bomb does tick down. It doesn't look like Tux will get spotted here, as we do see a very slow push coming in from Carlson. He might actually go down to him. Actually, he whiffed a shot, but I think both players will stay up there. That might be very risky. We'll have to have a look there as Tux. It doesn't look too concerned, so did he manage to hold
he died. I'm pretty sure he died.
He got taken down. There you have it. So that's the actual, like, that's the
worst case scenario.
Bank,
yeah, well, definitely. Now their bank is in ruins, as the Swiss bank would be enjoying that. And they've got some AK-47s of their own, and you know, I've really been impressed so far with these gun rounds. They've shown us a lot of diverse play styles. They're going to go for a fast anti-eco here. More tactics than the Swiss Army knife.
There, the speedy play coming out, getting 2 opening frags, completely flashed. Alistair's got nothing to shoot at because he's completely white there in the last 2 players spotted towards his connected position. We'll see if they can get a frag. Dick Stacey gets a nice one onto Carlson as Mercer just tries to find his last way. Not really working with the rifle, so decides to go for the Glock, but not getting too much done. Tux, if you can find a couple of frags here, it would be great, but it looks like they know exactly where he's going to get set upon from all angles. He just needs to retreat and see if he can bat out an easy frag or 2. Gets a couple of body shots, misses them all, and will go down to Mercer. So there you have it. The Swiss taking the lead, and I mean, not too much of a surprise, but it's pretty impressive, isn't it?
Setting a bit of a pace here and really setting the agenda for the Swiss side, the T side. Really just setting a nice pace and taking it to Australia. Like, they're no slouches, the Australian team, and the Swiss team, they'd be really upset with how they went down to Israel, I think, and this is their opportunity to get back in it, and they're taking it. So we're going to see a full buy here from the Swiss again. They know the CT's economy is shattered. We've got the MAC-10, expected to go in first with that nice spawn, maybe bait them towards the B site. But the bomb is sitting here in a weird spot. What can happen sometimes from adverse effects from these kind of strategies is you force the other team's hand on the other side of the map, and it actually undoes you. But Carlson, he's got the pick. And look at this. This is what I was saying. They're getting shot away in the back, but luckily the numbers aren't there for Chiefs. And the Swiss get away with
murder.
Well, you could say that. I didn't want to say murder because, you know, they haven't committed murder, but they get away with a minor
discrepancy?
Minor discrepancy. Misdemeanor. Like a misdemeanor. Yeah, let's go with that because, I mean, it's just one of those things. Whenever you do a fake on an anti-eco, you can really screw yourself up. So you got to be in the right position and you got to play it perfectly. Carlson gets the pick onto B, so the rest of the team fall back, but
yeah, a couple of plays here super low. I mean, you go back a couple of months when the Pistols were the old Pistols. This is a round that probably Australia wins, right?
Oh, mate, it's still bad. I'll tell you that right now. The CZ is just unbelievable.
Yeah.
The Deagle obviously is still the same thing it was all along. Definitely be able to cause any sort of damage. The P250 now is more of a sniper rifle. You can just double bink with it. Very long range, but they've removed that capacity to 1B for the close range, which for the better of the game, that is good, but unfortunately that additional accuracy for the second bullet long range just kind of nullifies it.
So there we have it.
All right, so you got to wonder now when Chiefs are going to start feeling the pressure, right? I feel like now's the time.
Well, I mean, the question that I've got in the back of my hand, I like to think that Australia can answer this. I mean, they're going out fast, but I feel like they've done it like 3 or 4 rounds in a row now. They need to find an answer for this. They should be able to, barring some, you know, odd miscommunication. Maybe they're still asleep here. It is the best of one, and if they're a slow team to start, they will lose this game.
All night partying or something.
Yeah, maybe. That could be the case indeed. But, I mean, if they adjust to this, Carlson there, looks like the Swiss might slow it down a bit. Those looks like it might be shape up to go fast once again.
It's looking like a fake, though. Bombs on the other side of the map. They're just making sure Australia doesn't get that platform control because they know what will undo them more than anything is that platform control. And if their 2 players here at B were to go down, they would ruin the rest of the map. Chiefs actually over-rotate, and now the attack comes into the A site, and they're going to find it really hard to get good positions. Great strategy here from the Swiss. They're taking full control of this site. Peck's blind.
Yeah, some nice openings there from Soik. Peck manages to find one, but gets straight out straight away. So now it's just all down to Alistair, and it looks like they've got the Australia playbook, doesn't it?
It does look that way. I mean, it's not a turkey shoot by any means, but I think Australia just needs to let themselves a little bit more loose. This rigid way of playing, they're just defensively playing B and adaptive styles. Not working for them so much, but Ali might be in with a chance here to clutch this. Mercer's here, and Carlson's quite far away.
Yeah, that's really nice positioning.
Yeah, great work. So great work by Mercer. He's actually been playing really well so far this map. And look, we expected a close one, but here we go. We got Swiss doing everything right in the T side, getting that lead that you need them to have on the T side of map. And Australia on the back foot, really getting played really well that last round. The Swiss just faking out that B bomb site with the 2 Molotovs, smokes, flashes, causing a rotation from Australia and then pouncing on it into that A take. Great Molotov onto the balcony, into the back of the site, flashes for the cross. Everything was just perfect. Ali tried to scrap together what he could, but he just couldn't do enough. Yeah,
I mean, he did good work to pick up those 2 frags. Nice little... looks like we're going to go for a bit of a speedy play going into this eco again. It's a familiar sight. We have seen Solek will be leading the way. Manages to get one onto Malta. Marley picks up Pex as well. And looks like they'll just be barnstorming onto this bomb site there. Nice shot from Dick Stacey. He's actually been doing quite well on these eco runs with the Deagle. Tux manages to find a head with a USP as well. And now it's a 2-on-3 situation. Dick Stacey's quite low, and they do have the Deagles, but right now it looks like... it is your pretty standard... it's
a really long flank coming out from Alice there, though. So Dick's got to play really passive at this moment. Let the bomb go down. Try and get the player if he tries to cross back. But it's all on Ali now. Let's see what he can do. He gives a nice one tap onto Carlson. Let's see if he can make it. He's got to flash. He gets his way down there, gets a lot of territory. But Alex, unfortunately, he's going to make do with that. And now it's all up to Dick Stacey, who didn't take advantage of the attention Ali was causing. Yeah, Alex again just shutting the round out. Now this is where Australia really need to be worried.
Bit of an interesting position for him there that, yeah, he didn't take advantage of when his teammate was kind of making a bit of a nuisance of himself towards that B plat. But nonetheless, it was an eco round. They did a bit of damage to the economy. But the guns are out once again, and they need to reel it back. Switzerland have already taken the half 8-4, and that's got to be a great start for this game for them, isn't it?
I think Australia should be very worried at this point. I mean, I know you're on the CT side, but once you start losing these gun rounds, your economy gets out of the way, and you're ecoing every time for just one opportunity to win a gun round. So time for them to jump on that front foot. They need that. They need that B platform control, and at the same time, they need to be ready for this split that will come in from Switzerland once they try to adapt from it. So let's see. Ali's in a good position here. Carlson just doing what he did previous rounds, just getting that control nice and safe. Ali's just hiding there under the corner. Yeah, it's interesting you can get this far without getting spammed through a smoke or anything. Australia just playing it real safe.
Yeah, there's that spam that you spoke about. Carlson taking a little bit of damage, but nothing to get too worried about. Tux just holding that statue once again like he did in that first gun round, being really solid. So first time in a little while, the numbers advantage. Dick Stacey doing great work at danger, drops the bomb.
That's what they need.
That's a huge play.
Another one coming in for Dick Stacey. Can he get it? Mally, though, he takes him out. 1 versus 4 situation. Needs to recover the bomb from that danger area. He's spotted a CT at the cannons. Can he make do with this? Can he capitalize on this? Flash comes in. Working together. Teamwork everywhere. Not enough for Pex, but Malta with the trade. Mally goes down, but this could be it. This could be an opportunity here for the Swiss to reset the money of the Chiefs. It's the devil in disguise, this one. And you just see there, Dick Stacey winning that aim duel. I feel like Australia definitely needs to fall back onto that. This style they're playing against the Swiss is not the style that's going to get them a few more rounds on their CT side. They need to definitely go for those aim duels. We've seen it with Alistair. We've seen it with Dick Stacey now. We've seen it with Tux on the other rounds. And Malta as well on that clutch. So definitely just need to be more confident in their game, which is really interesting to see that they're coming out not as confident as we'd expect.
Yeah, it is that being the case. I mean, after that first gun round, I did think it might be a bit of a landslide there, but the Swiss have a lot to answer for. Just getting spammed through the smoke there once again as well. Mercer with that AWP. He's lucky to get away with his life at this stage. And Molly reigns through. He goes away with 38 health and Solek as well, 43. But the all-important factor, they are still both alive, so still all 10 men in this round. Mercer just tries to find something towards that position there. The flash comes through. Perfect. That is brilliant work from him to open up the account there for this round.
But at the same time, the Swiss are grouped up, ready to go, trade together. And it looks like they might even be falling back after just making a bit of a fake noise, feigning their attempt to drop into that room. Ali's going to come clear it out now. Can he catch Mally off guard? But he doesn't. He's the opposite fall back out. So we've got 2 CTs here. Their whereabouts should be known to the Swiss team as they just try to clear it out. And Ali gives his life away here. This could be the Swiss back into this round. Not to say that they're even out of it at this point, but it would definitely be a huge pick for them.
Yeah, so Peck's definitely getting the sound cues there. He is aware of the situation. Might be in a bit of a crafty spot if they don't decide to check as Alex makes his way down towards mid.
The timing like a Rolex here as Malta's just peeking underneath that smoke as they look away. As he can hear the executes coming out onto the A site, and Dick Stacey finds himself in a great position just to deal with that. And here we go. Chiefs back in this half. As the Swiss, I don't know. I mean, everything's going well for them, really. 8 rounds is quite a lot, but you're in a position here to really capitalize on this, get that 9th round, Their money is in tatters, but I think they know the secret to success, and that's that fast B platform.
Yeah, nothing left to say for now. We are going into that second half. A couple of CZs and that P250 onto Solek, but Dick Stacey was been solid in most of his frags coming through those eco rounds, but he has just locked it down there towards A-Long, and they know that he is definitely here to play. As we do see that fire, as you said, that Molly coming through, they just push through it, the smoke will dissipate it, and Malta here now needs to start coming down. Mercer takes down Pex, but manages to find the frag. He's on 12 HP. If he finds another frag, it'd be great, but does get taken down. It's just now to Solek and Elex with only the pistols in hand. Looks like it's going to be all over. Looks like we're heading for an 8-7.5. Solek, I thought he had Alistair there, but unfortunate not to get it. But
I think it was the right thing to do for the Swiss. Just they got really far and deep into that B bomb site, but just the execution obviously didn't go their way, as Australia steps up and holds off that last round and really gives them quite a shot into that next half, because it was looking pretty bad for them actually. The favourites for this match, I would say, after going undefeated so far in the groups. You know, Swiss really bringing it to them, and you know, it's not over yet. I don't think it's anyone's game, but at this point the Swiss looking really good. But this is the true test. The counter-terror side on the map of Cobblestone, it's doozy. Yeah, there's so many different ways you can play it, but I think, you know, Solek's leading a pretty good outfit here.
Yeah, I mean, they are looking very solid, but we'll see if they can lock down these sites. This pistol round, as always, very important. We'll see how they go about it. Tux just making his way up through danger, getting quite far down that long position, just clearing out all the angles here and making sure that... a
bit of an around-the-world strategy. They fake out the footsteps for the CTs. Now they're going to be asking questions, whereas they were down in that middle area. Carlson spots him, but doesn't shoot. Ah, he's been spotted.
Yeah. That could have been some great information to get there from Carlson, but it's going to get pincers from all sides there. So the opening frag coming out for Tux.
The mass tickle. That's what that's called, the mass tickle. Everyone was tickling him with Glocks. It was like,
yeah,
it was like an orgy of tickle.
Okay, sure. Malta finds Elex there with a nice headshot with that Glock. So it's a 3-on-5 looking very good, but these USPs can reign supreme, but relatively empty bomb site. Now, completely empty bomb site. The rotate's coming through, as you actually see Dick Stacey just being an absolute nuisance. He just peppering away, not letting anyone through this door right now. Marley just a little bit of shake of the head as he takes off Malta's, and it's a 4-on-1. Now it's just Dick Stacey taking him out clean, and a nice round there. Malta with the 2K and that pistol round there. You have it absolutely motionless from Dill Staley.
Yeah, Dill Staley, old mate, he's looking good. He's looking the goods this match, actually, with a couple of 3 downs here and there. And I mean, that was just
18 and 9,
what even was that from Team Australia? It just looked like they were out to prove a point, didn't it? They were just looking for kills.
Yeah.
Who cares about the bomb?
Just Glock train all over them.
Glock train, you know? Roll out. Roll out, squad. So now they're up against a force buy, but look at this, completely different approach. The Australian team buying up the AKs and the Galils instead of MAC-10s and UMPs. So they've actually read into this really well. Switzerland have opted for the armor with their pistols. So let's just see if they can get the opening pick here, the Swiss. It'll definitely help open the account as we see the Australian team on the offensive.
Not leaving any chance. He really using those ranged weapons there. Pex on the Galil. A little bit of utility there as well. There's going to be a bit of a surprise if we do see that force bite with the armor, as you were saying, and the pistols coming through. 8 all apiece. It would be an absolute detriment if Australia were to drop this round right now. But just playing it really methodically, just making sure they don't give away anything too cheaply. Oh, nice body net there, but actually doesn't do too much.
That's what happens when you're a stand-in. Just want to say, like, he's a stand-in. Let's not forget.
you gotta take the.
Nah, that was amateur mistake from Dick Stacey. I think we should punish that. Hope the chat get around it. I want to see clips of that.
Oh, the timing there from Mercer. Very easy kill to the side of the head there for Tux. And a second player has been spotted. But right now, nothing too advanced right now. Bomb will be making its way towards that A position, and Solek needs to find something with that P250. It's not that one headshot anymore, but he gets the double there regardless and finds that frag, so it evens up the numbers. That AK is irretrievable, though.
It's just doing work here.
Yeah, they just need to clear out the corners. Might find a second there, but Dick Stacey will find him now. It's 4-on-3 situation. 25 seconds left. If they can find another frag, it might be troublesome, but it looks like the cleanup squad is here and is cleaning up. Marley with a nice
these are some great shots from Switzerland as they're coming out. Individual plays. It's not over yet, though, from the work of Solek. He's gotten, you know, Dick Stacey down low, but it's just going to be interesting to see if they opt to save their arm. I feel like Mally was thinking about it, and now he's back in the fight. So if they can get that one through the wall.
Oh, whoa.
Yep, just I say it.
Whoa.
The crowd liked that one, I tell you that.
Dick Stacey has no idea what's hit him there. I don't think anyone else did, but just a bit of a plug shot through. First bullet, first kill. So that's an AK again out of the hands of the T's.
Yeah, interesting. I feel like there's a bit of a bias in the crowd here going for Team Australia. I think we've got like Israel backing them. We've got the Aussie fan base here, obviously, the organisers. And, you know, you've got the Swiss Army, but they're just a bit quiet at the moment. But,
yeah, I mean, Israel.
I mean, a 9-8 scoreline at this point. I mean, who would have thought it? Oh, wait. But the Swiss on an eco, and Chiefs or Team Australia aware of it.
Oh, the timing there on Solek does a bit of damage there, but should get taken down. Luckily, Dick Stacey getting away with his life on 6 HP there, taking him out, and Malta on 4. So a couple of players super low here, but it looks like they were making their way. It's only the Lone Ranger and Elex there with that USP. He's always tagged down to half health. He needs to lock down this side. There's also a player in Connector, but he's just holding the pistol. So this should be fairly standard stuff to get onto this site.
I like the way Australia is approaching this one, just molotoving out the areas very much like Swiss did. And as you see, Mali's able to make some work there, just holding his corner as Chiefs have to clear every single angle, every nook and cranny.
Tux finding that kill with 1 HP is like
super important.
Yeah.
So Ali's in position here just to clean this up, but you see Team Australia very low on HP. But yeah, I know, right? They got a point to prove.
They're the Israel guys. They're just loving it. They just want to make sure that they don't have to worry about the math.
If Switzerland lose,
against.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they're through. Yeah, it's really barracking for these guys. Won't have to face each other for the longest time.
I'm tempted to say it's BM, but at the same time, like,
they're just
we're all thinking
they're passionate. Yeah. They're passionate. I think a lot of teams lack that kind of passion. You gotta no BM, just be happy for the things that go good
for you and no one else.
Yeah.
That might be toxic, but you know, let's just disregard.
Yeah, let's disregard. Not an orb out on either side as of yet. The AK is raining out for the guys of Australia. And the M4s over on not Mali, over on Switzerland. Mali with that silenced weapon. And not too much utility though, but Elex manages to find the frag of Malta to open up the round.
Bit of a difference in approach here for Switzerland and Australia, both sides. Completely different approach. So we've got Switzerland really taking it to that B platform as fast as they can and trying to stop the Australian team from getting too far. At the same time, you've got the Aussie team just happy to go towards the end and just wait for the utility to rain in. As we see Ali now, he's into that drop room. See if he can make a mess of their rotations. He's doesn't want to jump out of there for fear that someone's underneath the window. It's quite difficult to beat. But here we go, 1 versus 1 duel, and Elex wins. So that's a nice, handy second kill for Elex so far this round. As now the numbers are against the Australian outfit, as Switzerland just hold their angles, corners, and crossfires, and just let this round play out for itself. Mali with a great spam through the smoke. I'm not sure how he saw that, but
yeah,
the Aussie team's reeling at the moment.
Indeed. Now Pex and Dick Stacey with so much force. 40 seconds, so still doable, but unfortunately not being able to get the correction on that crosshair there. Again, taken down by Carlson. Now it's just down Dick Stacey. He has been having a great game carrying through his team, but the old habits that need to die. Carlson gets taken down. So a couple of these players are quite low. Dick Stacey has an opportunity. He uses his last nade to flash himself out and needs to get onto this side. 21 seconds left. This is just a matter of winding down the clock. If you give anything away, it would be a shame. And Elex finds him. So in the end, it didn't look as clinical as it did, but that was very good play from
It's still a big
Swiss.
deal. Like Swiss winning that round definitely silences the crowd. Obviously, the Swiss supporters there standing up finally and showing us what they've got. But the Aussie team now on the back foot because that was a very important round. Like I said, first gun round for them. And they lose, and it's going to set them back. They've got to take this game very seriously at this point. It is looking like it's neck and neck. Switzerland just with some superior positioning and, you know, just dealing with that weird sort of pace that Australia often brings to a game. And they're going to be careful. They can't just keep doing that. They're going to have to definitely mix it up next round. But for this, what do you have to say about this, Danny?
What did you say before? The devil in disguise.
Yeah.
That was a really nice way to put these rounds, right? These economy resetting rounds. So there's a nice opening frag from Solek onto Dick Stacey, but if they let this get away from them and lose the round, they're going to be in a lot of trouble, right? That's like 2 or 3 rounds that might be given to Chiefs. Tux with the close range P250 can't get anything done. Solek finding his head there, and it looks like it's going to be absolutely clinical. So, devil in disguise, not so much if you keep all 5 players up.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, these 5 players here, they're just making light work of the Australian team. Not sure what the plan was going into that round, but, you know, you've got to try something, I suppose.
These guys are sharp, aren't they? I mean, they're
definitely. There was I don't think there was any doubt. I mean, you don't play in Europe and have that aim. It's just not. It just doesn't work that way.
So the guns will come out for the guys of Australia, and Carlson will be interesting to see. I mean, the economy isn't the best right now, so it might be holding on to that SMG, but that might come to bite him on the behind later on as Pex does fight up. But it was a little bit short, so it's only a single flash for him. Malta, likewise, with that smoke grenade.
What will be interesting is that MP9, how that gets used.
Yeah.
So if that gets used in a close range scenario, such as drop room or maybe in danger towards the A-holes, looks like it's going to go towards B and play close platform. But, I mean, that thing can be dangerous. It's like a little pea shooter, but the rate of fire on it just makes it shred through armor. And the Australian team, just with all AKs and a bit of utility, so not sure what the plan is here. Obviously, they got the ring in, so they don't want to be using their usual strategies that they would in the domestic leagues. Obviously, because he's a competitor there, but at the same time, Aussie pride is on the line. Same for Switzerland. It's about doing your nation proud. And Ali with the entry onto the experienced Solek. As now they might opt to just slow down the pace and cause a bit of an over-rotation from the Swiss.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see which way they take it. I thought Solek was in a great angle there, but just the timing on that peak and a little bit too sharp for old mate Alistair. They just open up the account, and it's really important because this could absolutely cripple them economy-wise if they lose this round.
It's a bit of a corkscrew if it does.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness.
So with great 2 frags.
So now it's round 3, Malta with a pinnacle frag there on to Elex to make the numbers once again. And unfortunately, Carlson is that player with that MP9, but he should be able to recover a weapon from one of his fallen comrades as the bomb makes its way with 30 seconds left on the clock towards that B bomb site. Carlson's
interesting, though.
Keen onto it, but he hasn't got a rifle. This might come into play here.
Well, that's the thing. Malta hasn't really used this to get territory, and sometimes that can get you undone. If he was further into the site and put away with Carlson, then the round would surely go towards Australia. But there was definitely a window of opportunity there. Obviously, Carlson's not aware of that, doesn't have X-ray, but very lucky there, Chiefs, just to get away with that. And without casualty, and Mali now with the M4, smoke grenade, CZ, and a defuse kit, and a dream. He might be better off just saving this round, like we were saying.
Yeah, maybe if you got gifted a bit of a peek there, finds a frag, he'd have a chance. But, yeah, definitely not worth... what do you think he's going to go hide?
Well, I mean, the sniper nest, but does he want to cause economical damage, or is it more of a advantage for him to save his weapon? So that's the question we need to ask.
That's true. I mean, it's fairly even, right? Because he knows how broke Australia could potentially be. I mean,
that's right,
2 players live could
For example, if he was to get 2 players, right?
Yeah.
We're talking UMPs for sure next round on some of the T side. But it's more important that he just keeps his M4. That way there's no pressure on the rest of his team to you know, buy up or whatever they decide. He might even opt to just throw it. Yeah, see, look at this. Now he's kept his M4. Yep, throw it, buy someone else a gun. Then you've got your other mate who's got a fair bit of cash. And look at this double AWP
Double AWP with the MP9. They're just throwing at it, right? This is a big roll of the dice here. They're going to be in...
you got to be in it to win it, Danny. You know, you got to play to win. You ever hear things like that?
I hear them all the time, mate.
This is it. This is what it looks like.
Solek needs to find an opening here. Just bunny hopping across, manages to find Tux. So Tux is going to be absolutely reeling about that. And the risk coming through with that double AWP setup paying off, but still lots to play. And you got to remember, Carlson's still holding on to that SMG.
Yeah, but I mean, that's a sick pick there from Solek.
Yeah.
I don't know if you'd necessarily class him as an AWPer, but that was a great flick shot onto the Australian team. They weren't ready for that. Taking down the heavyweight that is Tux himself. And if they were to get a pick there and Tux was able to get that AWP for free, that'd be a huge pickup for them. But now it's starting to go the way of Switzerland. As I say that, Ali replies with a nice pick onto Solek. And, yep, that down goes that AWP as a rotate. Look at this huge rotate coming in. Australia is none the wiser, though. And it's not going to pay off dividends for either team at the moment because Australia has opted to slow down the pace once again. And now that the Swiss are here, it's actually going to be a lot harder for them.
Yeah, indeed, the rotate comes through. But still it's a 3-on-3, just under a minute left to play here, and it looks like it's just going to be an all-out battle right now. They're going to make their way. And yeah, he's going around for the long flank. So they need to find these 2 players right now. Elex with a huge impactful frag there onto Pex now. That just might halt things in their tracks. He's down to 13 health, but that gives his teammate more time to come through mid here, and they might get caught with their pants down as they are getting sandwiched in towards that position there. Dick Stacey with a nice frag. It's a 2-on-2. Alex gets tagged down. So he's taking this fight towards his broken wall, and he just can't seem to land the shot. It's just a matter of jiggling, and it is just down to Dick Stacey now. Dick Stacey knows exactly where he is. He needs to find this frag, but
Nurse has been a rock.
Huge.
Yeah. Definitely been a rock at
massive.
this A-bomb site, hasn't he? I mean, it's time and time again now. Looks calm as anything, and the Australian team should be pretty flustered after that. That's going to really hurt their economy taking that round. And Switzerland, their do-or-die approach has really launched them back into this game. They tie it up at 11 apiece, and now they're looking to take the lead on this anti-eco.
Here's the thing. You said you got to be in it to win, right?
Yeah.
The way I see this right now, they had their backs against the wall. It's one thing to put all your eggs into a basket when your back's against the wall, but when you're in front and you can smell it and you're a lot closer, take that same kind of risk. That's what I would have liked to have seen here.
Well, that's what Australia needed to do in the first half, right? Take more risk.
And look at this, it's all falling apart.
Shit.
Oh, sniffles.
Oh,
because it looks like the Swiss have got a bit of a cold right now. Ilex, the man, he could bring this back, manages to find one, but the guns have been recovered. Dick Stacey once again with the deagle finds Carlson. It's a 4-on-2 situation. The bomb is getting planned. Jump out the window, Pex. A very easy frag, yeah.
Vintage Pex positioning right there.
And Mali now, he's got nothing. He's got the AWP. They know where he is. They're going to want to get rid of this. He manages to find one with a little bit of team damage coming out from Pex, but right now on 9 HP, he's got a few utilities, but that AWP...
It's not going to happen, brother. What just happened, man? No armor, and Switzerland just get caught with their pants down. That mix of pace totally just threw them off guard, and Australia comes away with an eco win, getting the bomb down in the...
That could be a map-winning play there.
Definitely. Like, if we see Australia win that map, this is the moment. This is the moment. No, we won't do it. But
I was never going to do it, but you won't do it.
I saw you pick up the mic, like we were going to duet this stuff. But
I was going to talk over you.
I bet.
Yeah. So they have a huge round there, and now we're going to see how the economy sits for the CTs.
Yeah, look at Chiefs. They look ecstatic with that round. And as the Swiss, they look a bit somber as we look at what they're going to buy up here. The Swiss, again, they've got no choice. Backs to the wall, like we said before.
Yep.
They're going to have to keep buying into this half. They know the economy for the Chiefs is very weak. One loss, and it'll be the straw that broke the camel's back. And we'll just see here. Look at this. Solek on the P250.
Yeah, this is very interesting buy, isn't it?
Well, I mean, he can use the close range maybe in those A-holes. He's got backup now from Mercer, but it's going to leave the B-bombs up pretty weak. If they can get an opening pick here, sure, anything's possible. But the AWP from Mali needs to come into effect because of that low economy. They need to get the big guns firing before they find those players on the A site with the lesser weapons.
Yeah, absolutely. So it looks like Solek is holding this mid position, just really trying to close that distance with that P250.
He'll be just baiting for Mercer with long range. Yep. And, you know, as soon as they start shooting at Solek, then Mercer will chime in. The downside to this is if Chiefs continue the way they're going and go up that A side alley, there's not going to be an opportunity for Solek to bait. So Mercer's going to find himself in a 1 versus 3 situation. Made a bit of noise here trying to draw out some utility from the Chiefs. Malta gets another pick into that drop room, which he's well known for. Cutting off the rotation. Mercer's going to find his end here if he's not careful. Only gets one. Tucks with a nice trade. And now it's all on to the rest of the CTs. They're going to have to rotate on, but then they've got to also be aware of Malta.
Yeah, Carlson's keen onto this, though. No, someone's flirting with it, but Malta's a bit too sharp there. Takes out the threat. So there you go. It's a single Mali with an AWP and Solek with a P250 in hand. This is going to make it absolutely impossible, especially if Malta holds down this connected position.
It's such a tough choice to say that I know there's a guy in the drop room, but I'm leaving him there and I'm coming to help you guys at A. It's so hard, but unfortunately it's just what you have to do on a map like Cobble. It's all in those risks you take and the choices you make. As we see Mali with the AWP forced just to save. He would be silly to go in and die, but he does want to do economical damage. I can understand that, but at the same time he needs to be quite sensible about how he does it. Dick Stacey gives his life away for free. It's just the beginning. Let's see what else he can find. The hunt is on.
Yeah, definitely. The duck hunt game. He is. He's saved this AWP once before. They're not going to want to happen again. He gets the CZ out. Alistair's going to face him. He's looking at his gun. He's not prepared at all. Gets a bit of damage off as well. 4 HP, but he gets away with the frag, which is the all-important factor, isn't it?
Expect that.
See, it's fine. See, he lived. He didn't get the kill with that gun.
Yeah.
Underpowered. Buff it. It needs a buff.
It needs a buff, doesn't it? Especially when you're inspecting it.
Man, the things you can get away with that gun.
Yeah, there needs to be like an IR line on that gun, I reckon.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. It should have X-ray, like a little window of X-ray as well.
You should be able to press a button that like paints your target, and then you get X-ray on them for like 3 seconds. Because the CZ is so underpowered at the moment.
Terrible.
It just needs anything.
I think it's
you don't even get money for kills. It's like 50
use
bucks.
It when you play people that you know you're going to beat, right? Give them a chance. Use the CZ.
That's right. It's a mockery gun, isn't it?
Yeah. But as we take a bit jokingly right now, Mali needs to get some work done with the UMP, but will go down straight away. So that is the only upgraded gun. P250 is all across the board right now. Absolutely nothing invested into this round. It would be an absolute miracle to get away. It looks like Australia will be 1 away from match point after this. But close there, but he's not trying to double bink, but Malta gets away with 78 HP, and right now 5 on 3. Yeah, bit of a cleanup now. He loves this map, doesn't he?
He just loves farming. I mean, basically, he's just looking for XP here. He's just, you know, he's just thinking it's a Call of Duty. He's trying to, what is it when you reach your max and you do it all again? What is that called? Do you know what I mean?
I don't know what that's called.
I can't remember. But, yeah, it's Malta. He's just gone for frags now. He's trying to pad the stats. He's trying to get himself on the HLTV player of the week. As Ali cuts him short, takes down Carlson. Swiss now falling to bits a bit here towards the end as the avalanche of the Australian team collapses on top of them.
Yeah.
It was close, and you know, like you said, it came down to that one round.
Yep, absolutely it did. I mean, it was interesting to see. We had 2 players also on like SMGs, but player on 3K, player on 2K. So I mean, maybe they were just counting the chickens before they hatch, just trying to save towards those next rounds. And I don't know what that was about. Really.
They just got bamboozled, my friend, and that's just what happens. You take those aggressive lines, anti-eco, and the Deagles or you know the CZ, like we like to joke about it. They will end you, and they'll end you so fast your team cannot rotate in time. Pex takes up that nice position under the balcony. It's just so impossible. That's what this map is about. It's about taking control of the choke points, and that's why it's such a terrorist-sided map. You can get in before the CTs can rotate, and it's just such a pain. Such a pain. As we see a really undervalued Swiss side here with pretty weak buy. We don't like to see these kinds of buys, you know, on a match point or, you know, approaching match point. But Australia playing this really well. They've got all the utility in the world. They've got Alistair now into that drop room. We're going to see if they can pick Alex. Alex, though, has been playing so well from this spot. Takes down Ali with ease. I'll tell you what, he's actually turned out to be quite a star for the Swiss side so far this match.
Absolutely the case. Malta unable to get that trade, not wanting to commit too much to that drop room. And Tux there, he had 3 rolls of the dice there to get that crossing player, but just whiffing a couple of those shots. He's going to push through the smoke there and really aggressively takes down Malta.
Oh, wait, is it 7? He rolled 7.
Yeah, one of those terrible craps numbers. But Malta, unfortunately, not expecting the Stewie 2K push through the smoke, and Marley, he's in a great position here.
This is nice. I like this sneaky beaky sort of plays. Dick hasn't checked it. As he's going to creep onto that A site. Mally saw him though, I feel like. Yeah, okay, yeah, he's biding his time. Can he do better than we saw previously? Dexter in this position makes a mockery as a tease. But Pex with a nice trade, and you know what? It would just be the icing on the cake if he was to clutch out this round.
I mean, even if he doesn't, you just got to try to get some of those guns out of those hands because the economy still will be fragile for the guys on Switzerland. He can do some damage here. Oh, gets so close, takes him down to 5 HP. But that is, once again, like, just another sway, isn't it? That really shouldn't have gone that way.
Ideal scenario though, Pex, if I could teach you a lesson or two, mate, you want to get that AWP over the fence. You want to ditch the other AK over the fence. But unfortunately, yeah, Swiss, they didn't recover the AWP. They got themselves a nice AK. And they're back in this now. They got a chance. This is it. It's not at match point yet. And, you know, they just need to stop giving their life away so early on in the round.
Indeed the case. We'll see how they go about it here. Tux, a different story altogether if he comes towards this B platform area and picks that first frag. He's going to try it again here. He backs himself. He's not going to let it happen twice. Oh, he gets taken by Mercer. That is not a good spot for Tux today. It's a 5-on-4 situation now. An opening found for the CTs, and the AWP is down. And Mercer just finds another one onto Pex as well. So he's having an absolute field day out here. He does get tagged down to 19, but he's done enough work for himself this round.
Yeah, definitely. I'm pretty impressed with what I've seen from Mercer here. They're on the back foot, but this guy's still fighting, and goes for all of the Swiss team. They're pretty experienced, I think. They're not out of it yet, and they know it, and they're giving it everything they've got, and they're just playing to win, taking those aim duels. Alex has been a rock in this drop room, as Ali unfortunately gets to pick on Solek. Get out of my territory, mate. Go back to A. As he makes mincemeat of him. But speaking of A, Mally has pushed on through, catches Ali with his pants down. This is turning out to be another quality round from the Swiss outfit.
Yeah, still 50 seconds left. They do have control of the bomb there, but Mally with a nice little peek onto Malta takes him out straight away. But Big Stacey has been quite chuffed. There is a low play towards Statue. Manages to find one, so there's 3 more left, but he has been tagged down to 14. The nade will finish him off. So there is the 13th for Switzerland. They are not down and out by any means.
Not yet, no. The Chiefs, they don't look confused at all, do they?
Nah, that's just Pex doing his hair with thing, man.
Standard Pex. But the thing is here, like, Chiefs need to be worried. We said this many times so far this game, but, you know, they keep coming back. But at this point, it's looking like the Swiss have got their number as the momentum swings once again. And we see a full buy from the Swiss outfit. First one we've seen in quite a while. Can they make use of it? Solid going down into that drop room. Made Alistair think maybe A was weak. He falls back. Mally's pushed on through. It's such a good play there. You don't die on purpose, but it just worked out so well.
Yeah. I mean, just not putting anything to it. Keeping the pressure on even when they have the numbers advantage on, and a nice flank there from Mally. Nade rains out to smoke off Malta. He has had a bit of an up and down adventure here towards his drop room area, but he does love playing that position. And just a matter of Tux, obviously, he's not going to give away that opening frag with that AWP once again. But
I mean, Tux, I mean, we've seen Fallen do that time and time and time again. You've got the player sitting far back shooting the AK, and then the AWP works his way up that B platform and gets the surprise kill. But you know what? Not everyone is on the same level as Fallen.
Yeah,
and,
very few,
yeah,
I would probably say. But
exactly. So, you know, Tux finds himself wanting and it really opens the game back up for the Swiss.
Yeah, indeed. Marley might find a nice little frag there. Flash rains out. He does
nice flash.
go behind and manages to find the frag onto Alistair. Gets a second onto Tux as well. Drops a bomb carrier, so that's going to be big. And Elex just cleans up. So this is super clinical here. Pex manages to find one. Now it's just all down to Pex. He's found the second. He's the only one finding frags. The last bullet couldn't find the headshot. Very unfortunate. Trying to do a little bit of Shroud of Days Past, but not finding it.
That was Maleficent. Don't leave me out to dry, Danny. I'm sorry. I was only joking. But,
but Maleficent isn't a compliment, though, right?
I don't know,
like
man. I made it up. I added Mally and Magnificent, and I just mixed that.
Right.
That's what I do. I'm like a word DJ.
Word DJ.
Maleficent.
That was pretty good. You're pretty good with the sound effects, huh?
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, that's good. I'll definitely give you the tops on the sound effects. CSGO. That is the game
the
we're
analyst work maybe could do with some improvement.
Australia. This is actually the first time we've seen in this game, which is interesting, right? Seeing how back and forth it has been.
Yeah, I mean, look, a tactical pause from Australia was probably needed a little bit earlier to stop this momentum shift from even happening. Yeah. And the Swiss team have really cottoned on to this. I mean, Australia just keep trying to... They've got two game plans so far. Take the wide A holes or just hit B. And it's like, there's no middle ground. They don't, you know, show their hand towards A and then fall back towards B. And, you know, I think they need to go back to that way of being when they had Alistair chopping off that drop room. But I think Alex has had his number, and it's really caused him to be worried about it.
Yeah, they're just driving into Mali. Usually expecting to get that second shot. Nonetheless, he does find the one onto Malta. Will retrieve to a safe position. Absolutely no need to give his life away cheaply right now. Oh, taken down. A nice shot onto Dick Stacy. Not sure what that was. Whether it was a no-scope or not, but we'll find out. As Mercer finds one with the nade, and Solek finds Alistair as well. So now just down to Tux with that Glock in hand. This is a huge ask for him. He can find anything. It would be a great job indeed. But it looks like they're going to be playing for a draw at this stage.
Wow, can't believe we're saying that. It's just crazy. This game is just gone back and forth so many times. Pendulum swings. Alex makes mincemeat of Tux, and surely we can see a smile on the face of the Swiss now as they reach match point.
So the way it plays out,
I can hear the crowd. They're like actually really excited for this outcome.
We'll see how it happens. They are playing for the draw at this stage. It's not the knockout phase, so you know, the draw won't be the
This will be like the biggest upset of the event so far if this continues. Like if Australia doesn't bring this back to a draw, that's a huge upset. A team that lost to Israel is now coming back and looking like the goods against Australia.
Well, that backs the question, right? Israel, maybe we've just underestimated them. Maybe they have just the quality that...
Well, that's the thing with BO1s. It's the map, right? We're talking about a map. You know, you either get your good map, their good map. You know, it's so many factors. But at the end of the day, this has been a really terrific map for the Swiss team. And the Australian team have had opportunities that have just not gone their way. So both teams, the score is very fitting. This game is equal pegging. So Malta with a nice entry to get this game back into a draw, hopefully, as we just want to see great CS as it continues.
Interesting decision there from Solek, though. I mean, I guess he's trying to change it up, get a bit of information aggression, but just giving his life away a bit cheaply there.
Well, last time he did that, they rushed A. So it was good. So let's see what happens this time. As we see Malta staying here. He's switched out with Ali. I think that might be a confidence thing, maybe. Who knows? And Australia just burning some time. Yeah, winding down the clock. And the Swiss team ready and happy for it to happen. 3 Molotovs ready to stop any sort of executes from the Australian team. So as soon as these smokes ring out, expect Molotovs in reply to burn some time.
Yeah, it looks like that bomb will be coming itself towards that long area. Looks like it's just an even split right now. We've got to see if Malta can get anything done towards this B bomb.
It's all on Malta here. He really needs to draw at least 1 or 2 players, and he has done. So the 3 players now towards the B bomb site. Corral around just 1, Malta. And can the rock of A site, Mercer, hold off this split?
Oh, that's a huge frag coming out from Malta, but the rotation is still coming through. Carlson drops the bomb carrier, so this could be a big moment here. They need to trade him out, which Tux does nonetheless. So it looks like Marley will just actually go down to the fire. No, he gets tagged down to 36, but they should know where he is. Unless this CZ shreds absolutely everything. 15-0 from Tux, but wow, what a game that was.
I mean, everyone can breathe a sigh of relief. I mean, what the hell? As we see just Mali burning away at the end there, 1 versus 3. Well, I mean, the Swiss are happy. They got it to overtime. They were almost there. They almost had a win. The crowd's happy. They're seeing a close game. They're seeing a potential upset. But the Aussie team, I don't think they could be too happy with this so far.
That was a huge round from Malta there to just really be a bit of a nuisance in the side. But interesting to see that those two players committed. They bought it for a little while, but once that frag went down, they knew it was only him. And
well, I mean, that was such a huge play from Malta. He did such a great job being that lurk. Not his usual position for the team. Obviously, the player who's not here is in charge of that. Solek with an aggressive pick towards A with that AWP. Doesn't pan out too well for him, the Molotov burning him down.
Yep. He gets taken down to a little bit there. The double up set up once again as we do see, you know, that overtime money. We'll see what happens, but Dick Stacey will take down Solek. So that is one of the big players with that OWP going down straight away. Tux gets tagged down quite low, and there you go. Malta gets traded out eventually. So 4-on-4 here as we go into the first round of overtime. And that second AWP has been recovered. So 2 AWPs here on the T side. Interesting to see that they're off for that, but Tux is very low, so absolutely no reason not to. As Alistair finds a nice shot. We know what he's capable with that gun, and he swaps out to get the AK once again. So nice pick, and gets the gun to make sure his captain and co AWP.
I've been really impressed with Mally so far this game.
Yeah.
So it's really a big scalp for Team Australia coming into this first round of overtime. And you can see Swiss, they're actually a bit scared from what happened last time for a reoccurring. But this time Malta's with the team. Oh, sorry, he's dead. So, I mean, obviously it's not going to be him. But, like, there is no lurker for the Chiefs outfit as the Molotovs rain into the site. We've still got a player hiding on that corner there. Needs to turn this timing just right. And he does so. Carson with great 2 frags.
Needed to get that trade. That's absolutely huge there. Elex gets taken down to 44. If Carson can find this, it's going to be detrimental, the trade coming out. These players are low, though, and Ali is a player that can get away with this. Nice, easy frag there. Gets the 2. Finds the opening round for Australia. That is massive play there coming out from Alistair.
You don't expect a player like Mercer, the way he's been playing this game, to take that long to get a frag there, and Alistair punishes him, and he would be gutted with that.
But Tux really needed to get that trade onto Carlson.
Well, I think Tux actually was a little bit blind from that flashbang in the sight. So that just goes to show, like, Carlson's flashbang was super effective, and he was super rewarded for it. He went down against Pex, equally traded out, and then it just came down to individual brilliance for Alistair, which, like we said earlier in the game, that's what Chiefs really need to bring to this outfit, because Swiss is matching him in the tactical sense.
Yeah. Indeed. Dick Stacey's going fast.
Oh,
manages to get it. I thought that was him, but it's actually the man of the hour, Alistair, taking down Solek. Nate will finish him off, and Mercer with that LVP taking down Peck. So 3-on-4, as we do see they have made their way quite far up mid.
Yeah, nice switch of pace, though. It hasn't paid off.
Yeah. I mean, that dink straight out the gate for Dick Stacey was very unfortunate. Probably would have put him off there. Malta had to find that frag to give his team a chance. Now it's going to be a very tall hill to climb.
Evil, isn't he? He is just evil. He is just constantly behind the enemy. And it's really, really unsettling for the Australian team, as I think they just need to go back to that tried and true Malta flank strategy. But the Swiss dealing with them quite handily at the moment as they reply. Now, we've only got the 1 more round for this half of the overtime. It'll be interesting to see the Australian outfit's money as the Swiss now come away with this second round, really giving themselves a chance.
Marley just might be the thorn in Alistair's side right now. He's just...
Or back.
But the spam through the smoke. Carlson taking him down. So once again, just really recovering from that first round and just shutting down the Australian attack there.
I like this composure from the Swiss side. They're really not counting their chickens before they hatch, but at the same time, they're not giving up. So they're just playing a great game across the board at the moment. Mally on 31 frags. He's just been sensational. Alex also sneaking away with 27. So definitely some class players there for the Swiss that maybe went missing against Israel. And it's going to catch Australia out if they're not careful. So last round of the first half of overtime here. Dick Stacey trying to get some territory towards middle. As we have again Malta in that drop area. Mally, the machine. Just doing so much work. Malta, nice pick onto Alex, doing what Alistair couldn't earlier in the half. Yeah,
nice timing there, Malta. I don't know if he's spotted him out there, though. Mercer is just holding this AWP line. Malta might be in a little bit of trouble here, but can sense it.
Discipline. Yeah, he can just sense it, can't he? As Mercer opts to look at another line. Jeez, walking around with the flashbang's brave too. But I feel like they've got a good read on Australia here. 4 versus 4 situation typically tends to favour the offensive side, splitting up the defence, as the Australian team knows that. So they're going to head towards the larger bomb site. But look at this information play from Switzerland. It's coming out. And, you know, if this guy in the middle area goes a little bit further, expect to have a 3-man stack onto the B bomb site. Here it comes. A minute left on the clock. Mercer. Super important. He could have got the collateral there. Yeah. Instead, this is great. Done a lot of damage, wasted a lot of time. Pex pushing through that Molotov unsuccessfully. Mercer gets away with his life. This is such a huge round.
Gosh,
oh, you just hate to see it, don't you? And Mally again from behind. Malta with everything left to do. 1 versus 4 situation. Needs to salvage this last round for Team Australia. The T-sided map of cobblestone. To go into this round, this next half with a round deficit, it's a huge deal. And Switzerland, they come through with the goods.
Yeah, 2-1 to take out that first half of overtime now. Chiefs, or Australia more like it, with everything ahead of them to try and scrape this back. Maybe reverse sweep or take it into a second OT. But Mali, he just gets into those nooks and crannies and finds himself in just weird, powerful positions, doesn't he?
Well, look, I mean, if this ends up going to another overtime, I think they definitely need to be aware of that flanking presence he's constantly been, you know. But I don't think it's going to go to that, man. I reckon the Swiss are going to run away with this. Yeah, we did see the guys having a little bit of trouble there on the CT side. Tux, we saw him with a collide on that 3-can in the opening round, and ever since he has been shut down with that OVP in hand. See if he can get this platform control like he did in the regular time. He's instrumental. Yeah. He needs to lock it down. We'll see if he can. He tends to like this statue position. If he gets taken down once again, it would not be a good sign. Oh, no, this is not good. The Swiss team mixing it up here and just going for that silent walk. They're getting so much territory for free. Yeah, and then Dick Stacey really needs to lock that down. He just gets dropped. 2. Yeah. Entry frags, huge entry frags, and now they're going to have to play for the retake here. It's a 5-on-3. They might even save. Yeah, it was just a completely free site once that opening frag came through. Read it perfectly, the Swiss. Yeah. They've just walked into an empty bomb site, and then Mercer with some great entry fragging. I mean, that's not easy to do, to jump up on that ledge and then fall down and still manage to find a couple of headshots. Excellent work from Mercer. He's definitely... The whole team has just been... having all their individual moments. Carlson, he might not have the frags on the board, but his work towards the B platform at the first regular time was instrumental in getting Switzerland back into this game, causing so much mayhem and havoc and really just ruining the rotations for Team Australia. But now the gun hunt is on, and Switzerland are being ruthless. Yeah, they are. Tux manages to find one onto Sol at Carlson. Here we know how crafty he can be. He gets taken down by Tux as well. And they're giving away a few of their guns. Here, that's just down to Mercer. And look at this. The hunt gets shut down completely, but doesn't really make too much of a difference at this stage. Yep. So, I mean, look, this is where it gets dangerous here. Switzerland, they just need just 2 more rounds on that T side. And we know, like we said, it's such a difficult CT side, this map. And Australia have been pretty bad on it. They've been pretty bad on their CT side. They've made it look hard. Well, it is hard. Well, I mean, the Swiss also just reading into everything. It's just perfect from the Swiss. Yeah. I mean, look, the score is really close, but to me, the Swiss have played better. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, well, I mean, you think about that eco round that the Australian team got away with. That's not the case. The scoreline's about a 16-11, right? Yeah. But here, Peck's opening up the account onto Carlson. They're just really locking down this side now. So they're just holding the statue position. Malta is super low, and the nade finishes him. And Solek finds Dick Stacey. Alistair falls. He actually falls to the fire there, and Mercer's just relentless. Eventually gets taken down by the Orpa Tux, but now Tux needs to do something magical and clutching out a situation like this. Mali just so sharp. And there you have it. Wow. That is incredible, just clean sweeping it away. But I think what happened there, honestly, was like Switzerland were just like, oh, wow, we're actually better than these guys. we shouldn't even bother like trying to go to their level. Like, we're just better. Let's just win. And then Mali and Mercer just gone for frags. That's literally what the last 2 rounds were. And that's all it needed, and Australia just defeated. Yeah, I mean, that is the case, absolutely. But I think the way this group has played out, that over time, unfortunately, means for and against Switzerland isn't the greatest. So but should be Australia going through? Well, no, I'm not entirely sure. Yeah. We'll need someone to tell. But at the end of the day, you know, whoever comes through this group second, did we say they might be versing MVP? Yeah, this will be interesting. I mean, it's interesting to see the way we saw Switzerland play. You think you'd favour them more so than what we saw from the Israel guys on train. But, I mean, you know, who do we know what to expect? It's like, do you remember, did anyone ever, we weren't on yesterday, but it's like somebody said that the Swiss team was good and, like, we shouldn't underestimate them. Was it you? I think, no, it was me. It was me. Well and everyone said, I don't know what you're talking about. I've never heard of these other 4 guys. I was like, dude, they're from Switzerland. Give them the benefit of the doubt. You know, everyone was writing them off. I'm not a racist like you. I actually just think, you know, the global game of Counter-Strike can be won by any nation, and I put it to the merits of the individual players and not where they're from. So, you know, I mean, if you want to judge it on where they're from, you can do that. There's 2 requirements in Europe to be good at Counter-Strike, all right? One is to have the color red in your flag, and the other is to have the color white in your flag. These guys have both. Yeah, but, well, I mean, there is a testament to that, but yeah. Nice overtime. The first overtime, I believe, we have had at this the closest World Championships. But, I mean, yeah, I mean, you called it. I got credit where credit is due. Well, I mean, look, I didn't have complete faith in them, but I had a bit of faith. And at the end of the day, the Australian team just didn't play up to scratch. And the Swiss team capitalised. I mean, some great individual work towards the end there. And I just feel like the Swiss team was better. We saw the better team win in the end.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think we need to go to a break after that series. But stay tuned because we have plenty more CS action coming right after this.